What are you doing?
I'm playing an anime opener song right now.
Which one?
You can't hear it, but it's playing for stream, so.
I know, but no one's watching except me, the only person who can hear it.
Oh, are you recording right now?
Yeah, I have to.
I was like, everyone can hear it. What do you mean?
I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna put in whatever fucking song I want. I'm gonna put like the most cutesy kawaii shit, the most like moe anime uwu opening I've ever heard. I don't know what it is, but I bet it's a banger. Yeah, that's gonna be our YouTube opener.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. On tonight's episode of The Trash Guys, we're finally talking about anime. That's right. You can suck it, Trash Taste. We're coming for you, boys. All right. We're gonna be the second trash-themed anime podcast.
Well, not anime themed. Just tonight. Just today.
For tonight.
Now, going back to what we were just talking about with America being weird and shit like that, I want to talk to lead this off about dub versus sub. Okay.
Okay. We're already getting into this.
Yes.
Okay.
We're just,
all right.
just because you know what it is.
Just
it is
rip
weird.
off the bandage. Okay. All right.
Okay. First of all, I don't care if you like dub or sub. I prefer sub. I like watching. I like reading. If you can't keep up with reading and watching, that's fine. You do you. I cannot stand dubbed version like fantasy action animes, right? Maybe Slice of Life is a little different. We'll get into that later because I don't really watch Slice of Life animes, but I watch a lot of like fantasy ones with like fighting and
like isekais and stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of that. And in those shows, there's a lot of yelling, right? You you yell your spell before you're about to use it, or you just yell while you're running at the other person. Like there's lots of yelling, right? I don't know what it is, but Japanese when they yell, it sounds like cool. It's like, oh my god, this is intense. You listen to an American man scream at the top of this like while he's running at somebody, you just like cringe. You're like, what the fuck am I listening? Like I can't do it. I cannot do dub.
Do you have any examples just off the top of your head about that?
Bro, fucking let's Black Clover. You've watched Black Clover, right?
Yeah.
If you ever listen to Asta scream in dub compared to sub,
I actually haven't. I remember
or Kakarot and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's the one. That's another good one right there for me personally. But like, I know this isn't an anime exactly, but the example that jumped to mind was Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which it's a JRPG, so close enough. But there's there's a scene that goes exactly the way you described, where the main character Rex is like getting ready to swing his sword at an enemy, and he's like running at it, and in Japanese he's doing like a really passionate yell. You can feel the emotion, and then in the English dub it's like British voice actors, and he's just like, oh, and it's just like it takes you out of the moment. And it just ruins the whole vibe and feel of the scene. I can't every single time. I know exactly what you mean. I agree when it comes to like dub versus sub. I watch sub most of the time, but there are some really fantastic dubs.
Let's see. Okay, so I just decided while we're talking about this, I pulled up a video. It's a quick little 5-minute video of dub versus sub in Naruto episodes, right? We've both seen Naruto. Okay, so I'm gonna play this here. However, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, obviously. But chat, you can go ahead, watch along, listen along, and let me get this full screen for you guys. And let's see. Let's take a watch at some of these differences. Okay. So Sasuke right here sounds so intense, so serious, so angry, right? Okay. Let's see what in dub. Okay. See, nope, I lost it right there. It's just not the same. It's just, I don't know, like, okay, let's see Madara here. Madara. Summoning his Susanoo. Okay. So intense, like the deepness in their voices. Oh, okay, that actor, the American actor for the dub, that's actually kind of cool.
I've never seen any of this.
All right, well, oh, that's from Shippuden. So you said you never got to that, so.
Yeah, I didn't get that far into it.
Jiraiya's voice in sub, oh my god. Okay, okay. I'm really curious to see how this scene goes in dub. Okay. I want some more like action scenes. What is there? No, no.
I think I get the point though.
Yeah, I was just curious. Like, this is all like conversation. I wanted to find like one of those, the thing we were just talking about, like the screaming. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to spend too much time on that. The other thing that is weird to me when it comes to dub versus sub is the translations. The translations get so fucking lost. I think it's Ghost Stories has some of the funniest, like, dubbed versions. Like, the things they say to each other are absolutely just out of pocket. Like, make zero sense compared to sub. I think
that's
what
Tarkus
told me about that.
That's what I wanted to get into real quick about all that is just the differences between sub versus dub, and there are some really great dubs out there, and it really just kind of all comes back to how much you commit for whatever kind of like anime it is. Like one of my favorite dubs is Cowboy Bebop, and it's like my favorite anime of all time, and the dub is really, really good. The actors they chose to play those characters just fit perfectly. It's so good that a lot of people in Japan also prefer the dub over. Well, I guess if you're in Japan, would a dub be a sub? Because you're watching it in a different language, and there's going to be Japanese subtitles. Okay, you know what I mean. They'd prefer watching the version with the English voices because it's so good. And then you brought up Ghost Stories, which again is another fantastic dub, but for a completely different reason. Because the voice actors for that just kind of go unhinged, they go off the rails. It's insane.
I've never watched Ghost Stories, but my mod Tarkus sent me some video clips just to be like, yo, watch it in dub. And I'm like, why? I hate fucking dub. He's like, this is why. And he sent me some clips and I listened. I'm like, well, they're chasing the cat or something. I don't fucking remember, but that girl is just fucking saying some out of pocket shit. And I was like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Yeah, it's some shit that we can't repeat on stream, but it's really funny.
I will say also on that note that I think it kind of depends on how you start the show, right? Like I've watched some animes and I start sub, and then like halfway through, they don't have subbed on whatever platform I'm watching on. It's like season 1 and 2 are subbed, but then season 3 is only dubbed, and I'm like,
I hate that so much.
So then you get used to how the characters sound, right? And then it switches, and you're like, oh my god, what is this? My ears.
That happened to me a long time ago. Like when I was first getting into anime, I watched what was it called? Fairy Tail. Because it was an anime that I love
Fairy Tail.
It was an anime that like some of my friends were watching. They were like, you got to get into it. And again, I was new. I was a newbie in the world of anime. I had only watched, I think, like Gurren Lagann before that. So I watched it in dub. But the dub only went up to I don't remember what episode. It only went up partway to what the series like actually had. And I wanted to keep watching it. So I was like, okay, I guess from now on, if I want to keep watching the rest of this series, I'm gonna have to switch to the sub. And it was very jarring at first because I had already invested like 70 episodes with the dub voices, and now I had to get used to the Japanese voices. So I get what you mean by that it can be jarring having to switch back and forth depending on whether the dub quality is even available in some places.
I will say Fairy Tail, I think, is in one of my top 5 animes. Like, it gets a lot of hate in the anime world. Like, I'm on anime TikTok. Like, I get a lot of, like, anime content creators that will tell... Like, that's how I know when, like, new animes are coming out or, like, top ones in certain genres and things like that. I'm following quite a few, like, anime content creators on TikTok. Right. And in the anime world, Fairy World gets so much hate. Fairy Tale gets so much hate,
It does.
And like it's absolutely baffling to me. Like I would say that's definitely one of the more like maybe geared towards like younger age kids, right? Like Power of Friendship, and it's not too crazy. Like no one dies really, and all the fucking plot armor in the world. Like I get it, it's cool. Like it could get the hate, but it doesn't deserve it. Like the storyline's there. They really develop the characters well. Like I like it. I think Fairy Tail is a great fucking anime.
It's mid. And I say that with love. I like Fairy Tail. It holds a lot of nostalgia for me. Like I said, it was like the second anime series I ever watched. So it does have
finish it, right? Because they just released the last season like 2 years ago, a year ago, like not long ago.
So
did you finish it?
I watched a lot of it.
I hate you.
I watched most of it. I watched up until that like really big tournament arc towards the end.
You didn't finish the tournament arc?
I did.
Oh, I thought you said up to that. I was like,
well,
brother,
like up to right after that, like right before the time skip towards the end of the series. So not the last season.
So much. You're missing so much.
Well, all right. I guess like you know that's a good segue into like what we were talking about before we went live. So we were before the show started, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to talk about on tonight's anime themed podcast, and we found out that our taste in anime is like polar opposites. You know, Guy, you're the shonen guy. You know, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach,
fantasy,
Black Clover,
fighting, magic, fucking
isekai, things like
all
that.
I like long running shows.
One Piece, 1,000 episodes, like that's your shit. Right?
I've never actually finished that. I'm currently only on episode 100 something, but I am trying to watch it.
Fair. I think One Piece is the one anime where if you haven't like finished it yet after already starting, it's like totally understandable. But I'm the opposite. All right. I like not like the super mainstream stuff. I'm very much a fan of like the shorter 12 episode or 24 episode animes that are more like self-contained narratives. You know, I love shit like that. I love easier watches, right? Like I said, Cowboy Bebop is one of my favorite animes. I also really enjoyed watching the follow-up from that same studio, Samurai Champloo. What else? There is a slice of life anime called Yudo Camp that I absolutely love. Very comfy. That one did get a second season, but you know, it's still like less than 50 episodes. Tend to be like the kind of anime that I like to watch, right? Something that gets maybe 1 or 2 seasons and like that's about it. See, and again,
I was gonna say like 50 to like maybe 80 episodes, anywhere between like 50 and 100 isn't terrible. I really struggle with like 12 to 24 episodes because one, I get invested really quick if I really like something, and I binge the fuck out of things. Usually, like 95% of the time, I will binge it. I will watch hours and hours and hours. Stay up late, fucking skip shit. Like it's terrible. So like when I can watch 12 episodes and it's the only season that's online, maybe it's like on something else, but I can only watch 12 episodes for the first season and then I can't watch anything else. I finish those 12 episodes in fucking 4 hours. I'm like, well, fuck. Now what do I do?
You know what I do in that situation? I move on to the next anime. I'm like, all right, well, there's this other anime I've been wanting to watch that's also 24 episodes now. I can binge that. And I just sort of just keep on going, you know? I get fatigued. I have like the opposite problem of you, where if a series is more than like 100 episodes, I'm like, I don't want to say I get bored, but like I want something fresh. You know? I appreciate the story for what it is and what I've watched up to that point, but I kind of want to like move on to a new story with like new characters, new settings, new plots, that kind of stuff. Because just like you, I like to binge, but in like segments, I guess. I don't know how to explain it well. I just kind of tend to drop animes after about 100 episodes or so. And if they're like stupidly long, like One Piece, I just probably won't get started at all, you know?
Now, I will say when it comes to longer running shows, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, like the big three, especially, like I hate fillers that have no point. right? Like there are some fillers in those shows that will come in the middle of an arc. They leave you on a cliffhanger in the arc, and then they're like, "Oh, here's 6 episodes of filler." Like 6 episodes isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but it's like the goofiest fucking filler ever. They're on like the beach just doing stupid shit like
the beach
bitch,
episode.
get back to the arc. I don't give a fuck. Like if it's some maybe like 15 episode filler that's like a separate little mini arc, some adventure or something, cool. I can deal with that. I fucking hate the goofy fillers. It pisses me off so bad. I hate that shit.
You know why that is though, right?
It's so they can catch up or like give time for the fucking, I know why they do it. I'm just like, bruh, I hate it.
Right. Okay. So the reason for those unaware why that happens in a lot of like long running shonen anime is because they're based off of a manga, right? The serialization of that series originally appearing
The source material.
Right. The source material. And so what will happen is anime studios will start animating a popular manga series before it's even finished writing. And so if you animate too quickly, you get caught up. And now you have nothing to go off of. I know some studios have tried to like branch off from the source material and make their own storyline, but it usually doesn't end well. Like with Black Clover did that?
Yeah, I was going to say Black Clover, like they did what? They didn't even do seasons. They just came out with like 140 episodes, not at once, but they just kept episode after episode after episode for like 100 something episodes until they finally caught up and they're like, "Oh shit. All right, well, I guess you guys have to wait now until we get more source material." They could have done that in sections, right? Like they could have done 15 episodes season 1, 15 episodes season 2, like and spaced it out, but they said, "Nah, fuck it. You guys get an episode a week for the next 100 some weeks."
I prefer that approach because the example I was trying to give is you end up with the first iteration of Full Metal Alchemist, which was not received well by fans because that's what happened. They caught up, they didn't want to do filler, so they kind of made their own story, and it wasn't good. That's why if you want to watch Full Metal Alchemist, watch Brotherhood. That is the
don't
much
watch
better, much more accurate. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know if you can really find regular Full Metal Alchemist anymore. Everywhere I look, I just see Brotherhood. I think they finally said, you know what, fuck it.
They're just trying to erase it from history. It never happened. There is no Full Metal Alchemist in Ba Sing Se.
And honestly, for those who have not watched Full Metal Alchemist that maybe are interested in Full Metal Alchemist, I'm just going to say, I'm sorry, and we all hate him too. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, we all hate him too.
But yeah, so the problem with like filler doesn't really happen for shorter animes like the 12, 24 episodes that we were talking about earlier, because their source material often is like finished, you know? It's just like, it's a short like light novel series, and it's like done, so they can condense the entire story into one 12 or 24 episode series, and so every episode is more meaningful. There is no filler. I know you could just skip the filler in a long running shonen anime, but my point being is that there usually isn't in those cases because of the way the source, or because of where they get the source material.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've noticed, right, from a lot of those shorter seasons, and maybe we talked about this earlier, how like I hate watching shows that have no closure, those short ones. I was thinking about this a little bit more, and I think all of the ones that I've watched that are short and have no closure are again back to my similar genre of like fantasy, action, like those types of things. And I would Google, like when I get to it, I Google, try and see if there's somewhere else I can watch the next season, if there is a next season. And a lot of the times I find like, oh yeah, there's plenty of manga for it. The company just doesn't want to invest the money, right? So they just didn't do another season, and it's been 12, 15 years, whatever. And there is source material compared to what I feel like a lot of your genres are, right? You watch a lot of slice of life. I feel like those are normally written pretty short, right? So it's it's a lot easier for them to fit it into 12 to 24 episodes or whatever.
It's not just that. A lot of those shorter animes are completely original. They don't have a source material. They were written for the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some like not all of them, but there are. I know. Trigger does this a lot. You know, the animes that they make are these like shorter 24 episode stories, and there is no source material. There's no manga that they derive from. It's something. It's an original story written like by the studio. You know, they get a writer and everything for it.
I've heard of something like that, but when I heard about it, it sounded like they were like, okay, we want to make this anime, but people like manga, so they would
Mhm.
get people to write a short 20, 30 chapter manga, right? Some quick and easy for it. So like people who like the manga and the anime, like people who like the anime, they have the manga, right? The
I don't
company would make a short manga just for the anime that they were creating.
I don't feel like that's correct because there's a lot of original anime, like a lot. Like not every anime has a manga source material.
Oh,
Like,
I believe that. I believe
yeah.
that. That was just something I remember hearing fucking years ago, actually.
Mm.
Like, yes, it's still an original anime. Like, the company wanted the anime, but people like the fucking manga. They like to read the books. There are people who prefer reading a manga than watching an anime at all. They'd rather just read the story.
There are cases where an originally written anime will then have a manga to accompany it, whether it's a retelling of the story or it's like a side story or even like a minor continuation of it. There will be manga written off of originally written anime, just for fans of the series that kind of want more,
Mm-hmm.
But no, a lot of I guess shorter form anime tends to be original because you don't have to write. It's much easier to write an original story that can fit in 12 to 24 episodes than a whole, like dissertations length worth of material for a 100 plus ongoing shonen series.
Yeah, and I guess that avoids a little bit of the letdown too, right? Because like
Mm-hmm.
you'll always get the people that read the manga first and they're like, oh my god, we're getting an anime, and then they get these expectations, right? And then to make it fit in the show, they cut so much stuff out, just like in like real movies and books and shit like that. They're like, oh, we had to cut all of this out. Sorry to fuck with you, I guess. But
Dude, I like maybe this is a hot take, but I low-key hate like the manga readers or the people that read ahead. It depends on the series. Every community is different, but there are some communities where the manga readers are so fucking elitist. I stopped watching Demon Slayer, right? Because that community is so bad when it comes to like spoilers, right? Like Demon Slayer is an anime that has like a manga that it's that's its source material. So of course, when the first season of the anime got popular, a lot of people decided to read ahead in the manga, which is fine, no big deal. But I remember going into threads that were discussing the anime, right? We were talking about like the latest episode, and you had these fucking manga readers coming in here trying to be all snarky, and they were like, oh, I wouldn't get too attached to that character if I were you. And it's just like, brother, like, what are you fucking doing? Like, I'm not
the
gonna
person who comes out of the movie after just watching the premiere and they're like, oh my god, and they're like all talking about it loud while you're waiting in line. You're like, you motherfucker.
I hate that shit, bro. I hate that shit so much. Like, and I won't repeat the spoiler, obviously, but it did someone did spoil a very major event in Demon Slayer for me, and it was a manga reader who had read ahead, and I was just like, dude, like, fuck off. I stopped watching the anime because of that. I mean, I do want to get back into it eventually, but it just sucks because like I know what's coming. I can't enjoy it anymore. It's just
I have told people I refuse to read manga because of that. Like, I like the emotional attachment, like while watching the show, and like if I just know what's coming, like if I know, like it's Demon Slayer, for example, that manga is like finished. Like they have all the material to keep going until the anime is done.
Yes.
And I've seen things pop up. Like I've gotten minor spoilers accidentally by just doing some research, like because I'm like, oh wait, why did this happen or whatever? Like trying to get some information.
Yeah,
you want to some of it.
You
on YouTube, whatever.
So
I'm like, fuck, okay. So, but that's why I won't read manga. I don't want to know what happens in JJK. I don't want to know like where I want to be immersed in the story as it progresses, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I refuse to read manga for that reason. And honestly, or otherwise I probably would. I have no restraint, and if I did start reading manga, I would read ahead and I'd spoil it for myself and I'd hate myself. So
I don't read manga because reading is for nerds. So
had a question in chat. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes, that is technically an anime, so as is Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, all that stuff. All anime.
I think it depends. I think it's just, I don't know, because you're gonna get like some, just we're walking on eggshells this whole episode.
I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna say it as it is.
Anime fans are very, we'll be nice and say passionate about their opinions in anime, but a lot of anime fans will be like, oh no, The Last Airbender is not anime because it has to be made in Japan, which is like
the
okay,
graphic style. Oh my god, people.
I think it's an art style. I think it's definitely evolved to mean more of the art style.
And anyone who says that no, it doesn't have a manga, whatever, they're stupid. We've already talked about the fact that there are original animes from companies that are known for making anime, and they're just like, you know what, let's make an original story. Yeah. It's just the art style. It's how it's designed. Yes, some are designed a little bit more childish, just like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Pokemon, to appeal to children, right? But they are still anime.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Pokemon isn't an anime.
I'm just using they're the same art style. Like they're both very childish with the bright colors and everything, but their graphic style is the same. That's why I'm using Pokemon and Avatar: The Last Airbender instead of like Avatar: The Last Airbender and Demon Slayer. Because they're both anime, but their styles are just fucking.
Okay, then question, because I'm curious about this. Would you consider the Boondocks an anime?
Yes.
Okay, me too.
Yeah,
I would as well.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a great show, by the way. Fantastic. Don't watch the last season, but a fantastic show otherwise.
It's one of those shows you see on Toonami at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, I mean, like, we can briefly talk about that, because Toonami was, for me and a lot of other people, their like gateway into anime. We're talking like 15 years ago, when anime wasn't as like mainstream as it is now. There wasn't
Afro Samurai, Cowboy Bebop.
That's where I first watched Cowboy Bebop. I know they had the dubs for animes. I think they had like Dragon Ball Z on there as well, right?
They had Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. They had all of them. If you watched either early morning, Saturdays and Sundays, Cartoon Network, or super late nights, you would get anime.
Yeah.
During the normal hours, it was other shit, but late nights during the weekdays or early morning weekends, you got fucking anime for like 5 hours.
Yeah, Toonami was very integral into popularizing anime in the West, because this was before like internet subscriptions were a thing, and so a lot of people who weren't exposed to anime, they wouldn't know to look up sites where you could like basically torrent anime from Japan. You wouldn't know to do that, but here you are, you're watching Toonami late on like a Saturday night or whatever, and this like show pops up, and initially your mind doesn't even like process that it's from Japan. It's just a cool art style for a cartoon, but it's fucking sick. And the voice acting is great, because I know a lot of those dubs were really well done. And you're like, whoa, this is fucking cool. It doesn't register that it's like anime until you look into it a little bit further, and then you're like, whoa, this shit is really, really cool.
Another show that someone just brought up, Teen Titans. Would you consider that anime?
100%, yeah. Not
Teen
Titans Go. Not Teen Titans Go. The original Teen Titans. But like Teen Titans, yeah, absolutely. They have two versions of their opening song, one in English and one in Japanese. And I remember hearing the Japanese intro like for an English episode. And again, it English
opener. It's just such a anime style opener. Yes. Very actiony, very quick, flashing scenes, and like definitely.
I think shows like all that, like ATLA, like Teen Titans, really kind of help push this sort of like appreciation of the anime art style to the point where, again, I feel like it's evolved to mean more than just the origin of the show, and to just be like the specific animation style.
Like, I feel like people have gotten too hung up, especially over the years, right? It's gotten a little better, but it used to be like, you didn't watch anime, or you watched anime, you didn't watch cartoons. People used to get offended if like, oh, you're too old to watch cartoons. Bitch, I'm not watching cartoons, I'm watching anime. No, fuck you. You're watching cartoons. I watch cartoons. I don't give a fuck. No, I'm 28 years old. I like cartoons. Fuck off me. It's anime. It's cartoons. Animation it's all the same shit. There is no difference. Just because somebody wants to be like, oh no, that's not anime. That's a cartoon. Bitch, it's still anime. It's
what is an anime? It's a cartoon from Japan. Like that I've heard that argument as well. It's really, really dumb. It's just, I don't know, man. It's people from both sides. You have anime elitists that are very gatekeepy of it, and then you have people that like just put down any kind of animation at all. It's just, and like we can get into it in a different episode, but it's just like the greater, what do you call it? Like media industry, right? Entertainment industry really looks down on animation a lot, even like Western animation, just a lot of the times it doesn't get the recognition it deserves. I don't think, the Oscars, for example, have ever nominated an animated movie for Best Picture, which says a lot. It took them until 2001 to even have a Best Animated Film category.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, speaking of like designs and graphics and Best Picture and all that, when it comes to anime, what's your opinion on like CGI anime? So like Final Fantasy, RWBY, what's another one? Ruby, whatever people want to call it.
Yeah,
but like
Ruby.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't like it, and that's just me personally. I've seen some that are really, really well done. Like, oh fuck. There's one I saw, I can't remember the name of it. It was like this girl, and she was like made out of gems. No, not Steven Universe. Not Steven Universe. It was an action anime.
Cartoon.
Yeah, no. I can't remember because I didn't watch it, but I heard a lot of people talking about it, and I saw trailers and stuff, and it looked really, really well done.
I think the one that comes to my mind mostly is the old Final Fantasies. All those movies were always like CGI anime style, or like some of the Gundam movies that would come out were very CGI like. And I'm not gonna lie, if it's all CGI and it's done well, I don't mind it. I can watch it. I like it. But something that comes to mind is Goblin Slayer, where like it's half animation, like hand drawn, taking care of the old school way, and then some of it is CGI done, like just a random scene here, a random scene there is just CGI done, like they tried to take like a quick way out. And I'm like, don't just throw in random CGI. Like if you're gonna do CGI, do CGI. If you're not, don't. Like I hate them being mixed. They don't go together.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is just it depends on how the CGI is implemented. There's one example that always sticks out to me, and it kind of sucks because there's an anime series called Golden Kamuy, and it's really good. One of my, I don't want to say one of my like top favorites of all time, but I would put in like a recommended list. Like, hey, go watch this anime if you like historical type anime stories. I'm getting off topic. There was a CGI bear in the first episode of Golden Kamuy that was so bad it was memed across the entire anime community. And what sucks is that it turned a lot of people off because they thought that's what the show was gonna be, right? They thought it was gonna be like berserk levels of bad CGI, and a lot of people unfortunately missed out on what is otherwise a fantastic show. Great characters, great writing, a really hooking narrative, but people see this one bad CGI bear and they're like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch this. And it sucks. It really, really sucks. Because I'm like, if you just put in a little more resource to not make that bear CGI, to just hand animate it, it probably would have been a lot more popular than it ended up being. It almost like, I don't think it ruined the anime, but it definitely stifled its potential because of that bad CGI bear. Also, by the way, the anime I mentioned earlier is called Land of the Lustrous. That is an anime that I would put as probably one of the best examples of CGI in anime. It looks really, really good. It's so good that like you forget it's CGI after a while. You just kind of accept it as an art style. Really well done.
I almost want to pull up my Crunchyroll watch list right now because fuck it, I'm going to. There's this one. There's this one show that I started watching. I haven't finished it. I kind of go back to it every now and then and watch a few episodes. It hasn't really like drawn me in, but like I will keep going back to it every now and then. Be like, I'll watch a few more episodes of that. It's called nope, not that one. Not God Eater. Automata. No. When you're scrolling through your massive it's called Tales of Zestiria. Zestiria.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
I honestly just found it randomly and it looked interesting and I watched it, but it has some random. This is one of the few shows that I'm like, okay, it mixes it very well, right? I would prefer, I think it has dragons and shit in it and like some demons and other type of stuff. And when it animates, it's like the catastrophes in the universe or like the dragons and shit like that. It CGIs it. It doesn't do it terribly. I wish it was just regular animation. I think it'd look a lot better, but it does it decently well, and I think it does it a lot better than fucking Goblin Slayer. My girlfriend got me to watch Goblin Slayer, and I hated some of the CGI in there. It was just so random, and it made zero
Which
sense.
sucks because like I've seen Goblin Slayer and I like it. I like Goblin Slayer a lot. It's just, but you're right that some of the CGI in like some of the action scenes kind of takes me out of it
Like
for a little bit.
random parts, they'd be walking on the road from like a sky view over their shoulder, and everything would be animated, and then the characters are like CGI walking. I'm like, why? Just draw it. Just why? So that's my take on CGI. But
I feel like it could be it's like any tool, right? Where you have to know how to use it. Otherwise, like you'll end up what you make out of it will end up like being poor quality. I think CGI is exactly like that. There are studios that have shown to have good utilization of it, and then others that have shown to just kind of use it as the lazy way out to like, just get it done.
At a few corners, get it out on time, those things.
Basically.
So, Basoda, really important question here.
Yes.
If you had to pick, because you kind of brought it up earlier, like your recommended list, if you had to pick, let's say 3 to 5 animes for a brand new person, never watched anime to watch, what would you pick? 3 to 5.
I'm not going to say Cowboy Bebop for this one because I feel like that's just a cop-out because that is my personal favorite. But I'm trying to think of the perspective of, like, if I wanted to get someone into anime, 100% Gurren Lagann. That'd be my first pick. That's, like, my number 1 draft pick because that's the anime that got me into watching anime. Because, like, here's the thing. Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
It's a big mech anime, which I'm actually not even that into mech animes, but it's just the character work was so well in that show. Like for me, I had watched anime before that, right? But it was like your typical like Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, right? Like the mainstream stuff that Yu-Gi-Oh, things like that. I had seen anime, but it wasn't ever like I never wanted to pursue watching more shows, especially those that either didn't have a dub or just weren't really available in the West to watch yet. But Gurren Lagann kind of changed all that. I watched it and I was hooked, and it was a great series. And I was like, I need to watch more of this stuff, right? I need to watch more anime, more shows like this. So that's the show that got me into anime, and I feel like it would be really good for others as well. And as for another 2, this is really hard. It is so hard. I'm also gonna go through my fucking watch list and see.
I have mine up right now. I have mine up.
I would probably want to get like different genres.
Same. Yes.
Just so that you can kind of like gauge what you as a viewer enjoy. Like, okay, here are 3 that I recommend. And then from those 3, whichever you like the best, pickups. I have more recommendations in that particular genre. Let's see. The second one I would probably go with. I'd probably go with. Konosuba. I know Konosuba nowadays gets like a lot of.
I was gonna say I hear about that one a lot, but I've never watched it.
It's funny. I think it's one of the better written comedy animes. And the thing is, people hate on it because it was popular. It was like everything that anyone ever talked about when it was released. And I think it's like when a song gets overplayed on the radio, you're like, ugh. Like, right? Even if it's not a bad song, you're just tired of it. You just don't want to hear the song anymore. And that's kind of what Konosuba turned into. It was such a popular anime because it was really fucking funny. And they were like, no more. I want to move on. But for someone who has never watched anime, I think it's a great show to get into the more like comedic side of things. That or Gintama. But either of those for like the
Gintama is that guy with the white hair,
bluish white hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's
one. I've heard that one's really funny.
Yes, but either of those 2, I would pick Konosuba over Gintama, which might be a little bit sacrilegious for some people, but that would be my pick for like a comedy anime. And then for the third one, I'd probably want like a slice of life anime. I think the one, and this one's going to be a bit of a like a Humegalo, like a what? I don't know if anyone's ever heard of this anime, but it would be one called A Place Further Than the Universe. One of top 10 for me for sure. I think it's a fantastic anime. Just I think that one taps into the more like dramatic side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's a good showcase of the power of writing. Because for those that don't know, it's an anime about this like group of girls that go to Antarctica. And that's like basically it. So the entire anime hinges on a lot of the dialogue and the relationship built between these girls, and the character work done is phenomenal. And it does a really good job. I don't want to spoil it, but I did cry. It was really well done.
Not the tears.
So I would recommend something like that. I guess that's not really a slice of life anime now that I think about it. Slice of life is a little different, but I digress. It taps into the more, I guess, like dramatic side of things. So there you go. You have like one very epic action-filled anime, another like more slower pace but really funny anime, and then something for like a drama type thing, you know. And it's just really well made storytelling in all three. Those would be my choices: Gurren Lagann, Konosuba, and A Place Further Than the Universe. What about you? What's your three?
See, I know I asked this question, and I don't even think like I can narrow it down to three. Like, I feel like I'd have to interrogate this person and be like, "Yo, okay, I need some genres." You could
come up with yours.
No, I have stuff. I have shows. Mm-hmm. I just am not good at narrowing it down, because like a lot of these ones that I was gonna say are like chat's over here saying them. Like, they're good ones, right? So you got like Spy Family. Like, that's like such a good intro one, and like a lot of these ones that I will suggest to people are ones that they give it 3 episodes, right? Like, not all animes have a good first episode that like pulls you in. Some do. Like, there's a lot that do, but like 3 episodes. You take 22 minutes over 3 episodes. You spend an hour. Watch 3 episodes. Decide if you are into it or not, right? So, you know, you got Spy Family, you got Assassination Classroom, those types of things. One that I don't really know if people would recommend as a starter, but I would, especially if you like fighter style type things that's not like super magic and this nothing crazy. God of High School, I think, is a perfect short like little one to get people into it. Has good animation, has decent story. I like that one. You get captivated in 3 episodes pretty quickly. What other ones? If we're talking,
that's a newer one, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out last year-ish, I think. But I like that one. If I'm talking big 3 and someone's like, yo, I want to watch one of the big 3, which one do you recommend? I'm saying Bleach all day. Bleach is my favorite of the big 3. So if they really want to commit to that and do that, I'm going to give them that one. I will never recommend One Piece to somebody first time. They can figure that out on their own. A lot of, I feel like, new gen animes are better starters for people, right? Maybe not ones by MAPPA, because those ones are gory and bloody and like crazy. If you've seen Hell's Paradise, Chainsaw Man, or JJK, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But if you're into that stuff, hey, there you go. But new stuff like My Hero Academia is a perfect one for people. Fire Force, I think, is a really good one. These ones are all like medium length. Like Fire Force has 2 seasons right now. Super good. Nothing crazy. I think that's actually one of my favorite animes right now, and I love the opening song.
Yeah. Fire Force is great.
We talked about this one earlier. Devil's a Part-Timer, like little reverse isekai going on here. Perfect story. And I think, you know, it's going to depend. I'd give people a few lists, like you said, of different ones and be like, all right, which one do you like? But I'm not going to recommend anything that I feel like takes too long to get going, right? If you give someone something like it's 100 episodes, it's really not that long, but it takes 15 episodes for you to really get like invested. I'm not going to recommend that to somebody. They can figure that out later. Like,
I like how you said 3 and you gave me like 7.
10. Bro, I told you. I can't do it.
Why did you just say top 10? That would have been so much. You know how, like, that would have been way less pressure, and I would have been able to give it to you immediately instead of having to narrow it down to like only 3.
Well, see, here's my thing. I'm not good at this, okay? Like, oh my God. I've had people ask me for recommendations, and I do this exact same thing. And I go, okay, well, what kind of movies do you like? What kind of this do you like?
That's the correct approach, is you ask them, okay, what genres do you want? Because that's the thing about anime, is that it's not a genre. It is a medium. It is an art style. anime encompasses the same kinds of genres that movies and TV shows here in the West, that live action projects cover, right? It's not like anime isn't the genre. There are drama animes, there are action animes, there are slice of life animes, there are comedy animes, there are thriller animes, there are horror animes, you know? And so when someone asks me for recommendations, that would be, I feel the best way to approach that is be like, okay, well, what kind of stuff do you like to watch? Like regularly? Like what's your preferred genre? And then from there I can go, I think I could give you like 3 anime per genre. I think that would have been a lot easier than just 3 overall.
My mouth works faster than my brain, okay? Now, do not make the same mistake I did, okay?
What mistake did you make?
Ex-girlfriend years ago, okay?
Okay.
She's like, she knew I liked anime. She's like, I want to get into anime. Never watched anime before. But, like, I don't want to watch something you've already watched and, like, end up spoiling or whatever. Like, let's start a new anime together. See if I like anime. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I went on Crunchyroll and I'm like, let's watch fucking something that's a little bit slice of life, a little bit more like fun looking, right? Nothing crazy. Okay. And so I picked this anime. It was called Chivalry of a Failed Knight. It just looked like some type of sword fighting anime when I first looked at it. I didn't really look into it too much, but literally like episode 1 or 2, you get this guy walking in on this girl fucking half naked. And then, like, episode 3, there's, like, some shower scene. And I'm like, brother, this is not what anime... She's like, is it all anime like this? I'm like, no, I swear. I don't
I swear, it's not like that. Yeah,
Fuck.
It's one of those animes, man. It's just, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older now. But if I watch an anime and there's, like, a fucking... Like a I don't know, like a booba scene in, like, the first episode, I kind of just roll my eyes because I'm like...
Bro, I thought I looked at a couple pictures and I read the intro to it. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like a decent anime. To be fair, I finished the anime without her. It was actually a good anime, but like that's not something you start somebody on. They're gonna watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's my issue is with like fan service, especially in like the first episode. It sets the tone, and it kind of takes me out of it a lot of the time. And it's just it continues to perpetuate the stigma of like weebs and anime watchers that it's like, oh yeah, you know, you're those fucking weirdos that like, you know, watch hentai and whatever. And it's like, yeah, I watch hentai, but it's like I'm not gonna like watch an anime. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get why they have to have so much fan service in some shows. If I want to go watch hentai, like I'm a fucking grown adult. If I want to go watch hentai, I'll just go do it. All right, I got plenty of sites for that shit. I'm not on Crunchyroll because I want to watch hentai. I'm here because I want to watch like a good show. You know, like I don't need that. I don't need that. So I get your feels for that. I understand it can be really jarring to have a interesting plot and then just a face full of teenage booba. It
now
really takes me out
going on kind of the opposite spectrum of teenage booba, we got like, I don't want to say gory ones, but obviously the ones that are more like bloody, like just don't give a fuck, right? So you got the three new ones by Mappa. I mentioned them earlier because somebody in chat brought it up about JJK. You have to be careful with those ones because in the first 3 episodes, you get so much blood and death and just straight unfiltered violence.
Yeah.
Right? That if you just throw somebody into that and that's not their cup of tea, you're fucking scarring them. They're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, you brought up Goblin Slayer earlier, and that's literally what happened. I remember there was like so much outrage on Twitter over the first episode of Goblin Slayer because of the violence that portrayed in that episode. I don't think we can talk about what happened to one of the characters. It was
nope, sure can't.
We'll just say that it was a woman, and we'll leave it at that. But it was very graphic and it was very violent, and a lot of people were like crying on Twitter about it. And then it's like, okay, man, but like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like people were a little too sensitive in that aspect, but I get what you mean where it can be hard for like a first time anime watcher. I think that the way the opening episode was presented was it was going to be like a lighthearted, you know, fantasy anime romp, like the kinds that you enjoy watching. And then it takes that turn and tells you like, no, this anime is hardcore. It's not for the faint of heart. And I think people just weren't ready for that.
It's like, okay, listen.
Which is what an opening episode is supposed to do. I think Goblin Slayer did a good job of that. But it's just some people were not ready for it.
One thing that Goblin Slayer does really well that most animes don't is balanced power scaling, right? Like you don't have an MC that just walks into every fight and just fucking, oh, I'm getting beat, let me just power up real quick and fucking one punch you. Like,
Yeah.
no, he like gets his ass beat. He fucking has to learn. He fucking has to heal. He has like, it's a very well written story in that sense that you actually have to worry about if the MC is gonna die at any point. Like, it's actually very well.
One really cool detail about Goblin Slayer, and I'm like, I gotta stop myself from like gushing about this because I went to college for narrative work, like screenwriting and all that. So when it comes to certain like writing and film aspects, I get kind of like geeky about it. But one thing I really like about Goblin Slayer is the fact that none of the characters actually have names. They're all referred to by like their class or like what they are. Like you have the Goblin Slayer, you have the Priestess, the High Elf Archer, the Dwarf, the Lizard Priest, right? They don't have names. They're just they're referred to by their occupation or like their role in the show. And I think that's a really cool detail because it's like you don't have to give names to your characters when you know what the role is supposed to be, and the roles are really well done and well written, and they all fulfill them really well. Because that's how a lot of writing happens. A lot of writing, when you're creating characters, you don't come up with a name first, right? That's always a bad idea. You never want to be like, I want to create a character named Benjamin, and I don't know anything about him, but his name's Benjamin. Like, that's a terrible way to approach character writing. You want to figure out, even before their name or what they look like, what their motivations are, what their goals in life are, what their personalities are like. And then from there, you can kind of build around the character. And so what having no names in a show like Goblin Slayer does is it kind of strips away any sort of like fluff that's not needed and gets right down to the core of what each character is. And I think that's really, really cool. And I'm going to stop myself there before I go on. I could write a whole essay about this shit, but I love film. You know, if I didn't become a washed up Twitch streamer, I 100% probably would have gotten some job in the film industry, which maybe it's a good thing I didn't, because what's happening there right now is kind of like, ooh,
same.
It's a little rough, but that's a topic for another episode.
Now, while we're talking about like kind of introductory animes and, you know, getting new people into it, we should talk about one of a long-standing companies, Shonen, right?
Yeah.
Shonen makes so many animes. They have some short ones. Most of the time, they make longer running ones. They write long stories. They do it for the long run, right? You got, let's see here. We're going to do a little ranking, just so you guys all know, on some Shonen shows. Keep in mind that you guys are not allowed to hate us because, yes, we are anime weebs, but we do not watch every anime on the planet. And so on this list, there are quite a few that me and Brisoda have or have not watched. You guys can deal with it, all right? I'm not going to watch it. There's one on here that I'm going to tell you right now I will never watch. I don't care about it enough, okay? Okay. Now that we've settled that.
Mm-hmm. So what? You sent me this list, and I told you, I'm like, I've watched maybe only about 7 or 8 of these shonen anime.
Page. I'm on the same page.
But I've also never finished any of them.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing. I told you, I like don't your taste in anime is the
not
opposite of mine. Did you show them the wrong one?
I did.
Oh my god. What are you looking at, bro? What are you looking at over there?
Don't worry about it.
Brother has got to sort his tabs. Oh my god.
That one.
That's gonna get you banned one day.
But sort of, that's the thing we have to do later.
Okay, well.
It's not bad. It's just not that one.
We're professionals here. On the trash, guys. The trashiest podcast on Twitch.tv.
Don't lie. No, we're not. All right. Anyways, yeah, so we got this for you guys. Okay. And so first one on the list that I'm just going to go ahead. This is the one I was talking about earlier. Attack on Titan. Never seen it. Never will watch it. I don't give a fuck about this show. I don't know why. I'm just so... I cannot give a valid reason. If you ask me for a reason, I can't give one. I just have absolutely zero interest in watching this show. So I'm going to put it at literal shit. I love that that's the ranking, by the way.
My favorite tier is butt cheeks.
What about... Have you watched Attack on Titan, Basuda?
I watched the first season, and then I was really excited for more, and then it took them 47 years to make season 2, and by then I had already moved on. So I've watched it, just didn't finish it, like pretty much every other anime on this list.
Nice. Now, as for the next one, I think we've both watched most of this one, if not all of it, right? I've watched all of Black Clover.
I watched Black Clover up until fuck, man. I remember there was a scene in like some hot springs or whatever, and then it was like a few episodes after that, and then I had caught up, and I was like, cool, I'll wait and I'll catch up again later, and then I just never did.
Of course, Basoda made sure to watch the hot spring episode. Of course,
dude, I had to.
So I will say, I think this is a really, really good anime. Just overall, I like the idea behind it. I like the storyline. You just gotta get
past the screaming in the first season.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
the amount of just overall screaming and yelling and just ridiculousness from the MC kind of like makes me cringe a little bit, which is making me not want to put it at S. I'm thinking A tier. But overall, it's a very solid anime. I'm gonna give it the A.
Oh, this next one, I know you got a lot to say about.
That's going to S tier instantly. That's not even a question. Bleach goes S tier, no questions asked.
All right, well, like I said, crucify me, but I've never seen it, so
honestly, when it comes to the big three, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you've never watched these, like. It's whatever. Like a lot of people haven't, like, especially with your genres, like you're more of a slice of life, short up, like, so I get it. If you were to ever be like, I want to watch a big three, which one should I watch? I'd say Bleach over Naruto, over One Piece, like Bleach all day. I fucking love this show. It's great. They're doing the final arc for Thousand Year Blood War right now, which I'm waiting for them to do this season before I just binge watch the shit out of it. I'm just upset it's on Hulu. I fucking hate that. But the animations they're doing for this season, oh my God. Top tier. I'm loving it. But yeah, what is this next one? Is this Blue Exorcist?
I don't know. I've started making my own list, so they're out of order.
Are you just going along?
They're out. Yeah, I'll send you my list so you can show everyone afterwards. Mine's gonna be a little different.
Fair. But I think this one is Blue Exorcist. I see some blue little devil horns on him. I've never watched Blue Exorcist, so don't crucify me. But I'm gonna put it above Attack on Titan because I'd probably watch this before Attack on Titan. So my first butt cheeks rating right there. Naruto, I'm gonna go ahead and put up at A because it's very, very good, but not on Bleach level. Dragon Ball Z, I've watched very little. I'm gonna get a lot of hate in the comments for this, but I'm putting Dragon Ball at like B or C. I just can't even decide. It's
really?
It's never really kept my attention. I think it's very cool, but I think we talked about this earlier. It's a lot of rinse and repeat. It's kind of crazy.
You've just offended all of South America. South Americans fucking love. I need to tell you about Tacos Goku again?
What are you talking about?
I've talked about this before. I've talked about this. Hold on. I'm going to send you an image, and I want you to show this to everyone watching right now. They need to fucking see this. This is one of my like fucking favorite images on the internet. I have definitely talked about it on my stream. Here you go. I am sending it to you right now. And
I'm waiting for it, chat. Hold on. We'll open it in a second.
Okay. All right. There it is. Sent.
Oh, okay. Let's do this. All right, there you guys go. You guys can all see that, right? Yeah, you guys can see that. That's actually kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. So this is Tacos Goku, which is it's a Dragon Ball Z theme taqueria somewhere in South America. Here's the funny thing. This isn't the only one. If you Google Tacos Goku, you will see so many different murals from so many different restaurants. It's like, really? It's about as thematic down there as maybe like having like Chinese food restaurants or like Indian food restaurants. So it's like, oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z restaurants.
You're making me want to like just start a riot right now and put these down in butt cheeks.
It's up to you, man. But I'm just saying, like, this is your list. I'm just reminding you.
If I'm not alive next week, you know why. All right?
The South Americans got to him. They fucking
there's already so many threats in chat right now.
They love Dragon Ball. I think Dragon Ball, at least Dragon Ball Z, is pretty cool. I can't speak about like, you know, the other ones like Super or whatever, but I think Dragon Ball Z is cool. It made anime really fucking cool. And that's kind of how I'm judging shonen animes, whether they're cool or not.
Okay, so I just noticed that they have Naruto and Naruto Shippuden broken up here.
Yes.
I'm actually going to put Shippuden up at S tier and regular Naruto down at A tier.
Okay.
But yeah, because I liked the Shippuden arc, or not arc, I guess, like time skip season. The way they did it was a lot better than the original Naruto. And I also am so glad he stopped doing the believe it bullshit.
What? That's my favorite part. I love when he goes, God. Believe it.
Death Note, solid anime. Never watched. I don't think I finished. Did I finish it? I think I did.
I didn't finish it.
I don't remember though. I watched a lot of it. I'm gonna put it at B. Full Metal Brotherhood, that goes at A. Great show. Fairy Tail, also really solid show. Gintama, I know you say is really funny, but I've never seen. But I know it's really funny because I've seen some clips, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that at C. Haikyuu, here's my thing, chap. I'm just gonna throw this out there. If my mod J Squared was here, he would crucify me at the cross. I don't watch sports animes. I don't.
Oh,
basketball,
neither do I.
Football, soccer. I don't watch sports animes, so I have no interest. Coming from someone who like played sports, doing all this like slow motion stuff, like monologuing while they're shooting the ball. Oh no, he's coming at me. Whatever am I gonna do? Like it doesn't. They just I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, no. Hunter or Hunter X Hunter. I don't fucking know. Some people say the X, some people don't, and then you got Spy Family or Spy X Family. I don't fucking know. Okay, but Hunter is a solid show. I'm gonna go ahead and put that at A.
I've never seen it. That's not even one. That's not even one that like I didn't finish. I just straight up haven't seen Hunter x Hunter.
It's not a bad one.
I've heard a lot of good things about it, but again, it's a long running shonen anime, and I just don't know if I can get into it.
I'm gonna put it at B. I don't think it's as good as some of these other ones I have as an A. It's a solid show, but meh. This looks like some boxing one that I've never seen. Gonna go ahead and put that there. JoJo's. I hate the animation behind JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's actually gonna go. Yep. Yeah. I don't like it. So I've never bothered to watch it. That's actually gonna go in literal shit with fucking Attack on Titan.
Wow, you're getting spicy today. I watched the first 2 parts, and I'm like, this is okay.
I don't know, man. I just can't.
Apparently, part 3 is where it's at, but I don't know. I never finished it.
Samurai X. Is that what this is? I don't recognize. I recognize the character, but I don't know if I've ever actually seen the show. I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. Oh, got another sports one. We put that there. My Hero Academia.
Wait, why is your tier list not full screen?
It should be. What the heck? It was when I first did it. Hi, are you looking?
Can I like peek through? Is that working? Hey.
Yeah, you can be seen. I don't know why it's not full screen. It was. What the hell? Hello? Oh, I fixed. Don't worry. There we go. I fixed it. Blocking your faces. Now I am. I don't want you guys to see us.
Professional.
You're gonna take my picture and fucking put it all over hit lists. Okay. Now, 7 Deadly Sins. This is where I get kind of iffy because they did so well in the first couple seasons, and then when they switched producers or companies or whatever and started making all the blood white and shit, the story everything just went downhill.
Wait, is it like the Chinese censor thing where they turn blood white and it just looks like cum?
Yeah, and then they started like changing the story writing and everything just fucking went down. Yeah, see, even our friend Evie says only season 1 and 2 are good. Yeah, I'm going to put that at C. It just fell off too hard. I don't even know what the fuck this is. So that goes at Butt Cheeks. One Piece, I'm going to go ahead and put up here. You know, it's a big 3. It's got to go up there. And anyone that says Dragon Ball Z is part of the big 3, you're stupid. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's bigger than the big 3.
I don't know what this is. Is this One Punch? Oh, that is One Punch Man. I actually think One Punch Man is so funny, but it's meh. I'm going to put that at B. Why is there 3 different Narutos? Is this? I don't even know what the fuck.
I think one of them is
that's
Boruto.
Boruto.
Yeah, Boruto.
All right, well,
I
Boruto's
never
gonna
watched
go
that.
up B. It's aight. It's not
B
as
for
bad as people
Boruto.
say, but Soul Eater I've never seen, which I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for. I really should see that since I like Fire Force. Supposedly, Fire Force is like the prequel to like the Soul Eater universe.
Isn't that like a really massive spoiler?
I don't know. It's just something people talk about. It's not. Here's the thing. It's not. It's not confirmed. It's just like a fan theory. It's just a fan theory. So it's not like actually a spoiler.
I don't think you know what you're talking about, but okay.
What do you mean? I haven't seen anything that confirms it. They talk about it. It gets talked about a lot.
I'm not going to say anything.
But so I'm going to fight you. Don't you spoil it for me. I've avoided it for a reason.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. It.
Talking about what?
Never mind. Or whatever.
Exactly.
Just finish your damn list.
I don't know where to put this one. I'm going to go. I don't want to hear it from you, Grim. You say you don't even watch anime. How are you going to come at my list right now, okay? All right, my list is done. I got Attack on Titan and JoJo and literal shit.
Fair enough. I don't know. I don't watch Shonen, but this just feels like a bad list.
Let's see your list.
Yeah,
we're gonna show the world.
We'll let them decide. And sorry for Spotify listeners, we're doing a terrible job of describing things in an auditory way.
All right, we got Basuda's list here. Okay. One Punch Man. Oh, you changed it to cool, okay weird, and never watch day?
Yeah.
Watch day?
Yeah, this is my list. It's cool. And then some shonen is okay, and then others I don't know about it, and then there are some that are like weird. And then everything else I never watched.
Okay. My Hero and Fairy Tail weird? I thought you said you liked my Fairy Tail.
I do, but it's also very weird.
Okay, fair. Never watched. Okay. Okay. Well, there's a lot of. Okay. He didn't even watch half the list. Fair. Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
This isn't my genre. Guy was trying to get me to like do a tier list for this episode, and I was like, "Do what you want," and he gave me Shonen, and I'm like,
I went through like 7 different lists, and none of them were gonna work.
Yeah. So I mean, like. This isn't my genre. I think we talked about that earlier.
Here's the thing. If we flipped it and did like slice of life animes, I guarantee you mine would have almost every single one probably on the list in the never watched and maybe like 1 or 2 up here.
Yeah, so I wouldn't make you do it. But fair enough.
But that's just how opposite we are, chat.
Yeah, like that's something we just discovered like before the show, like today. Like honestly, I knew he liked anime. I just didn't realize like how different our tastes in anime were.
Oh no, Darkstar, get out of here. Stop hating on Fairy Tail. We talked about that earlier. Fairy Tail gets so much hate.
As a Fairy Tail fan who actually watched everything up until the final season, I agree with Darkstar. Fairy Tail sucks. It's very mid.
I'm just gonna sit here and shake my head at all of you in silence. Sword Art Online. Yeah, I will. I was actually shocked that Sword Art Online didn't even come up so far in this podcast. Really, I don't want to talk about it too much at all because I only watched first season, but
it's not worth talking about.
Yeah,
it happened. First season was all right. Then the show went downhill. Mother's Rosario was okay.
You know what else went downhill after the first season or two?
What?
Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know if you've seen that, but
I have not. But I did hear that where a lot of people were like. The one that I'm thinking of is Promised Neverland.
That was on that list. I've been told to watch it, but I've never watched it.
I've been told to watch the first season and pretend the second one doesn't exist.
Just pretend it's how many episodes for season 12?
It's a 24. I don't know. I actually don't know. Just pretend it's a 1-season anime and you'll be happy. And from what I've heard, I've never watched it, so I can't vouch for that. But
fair. Now, I think since we already, or I already spoiled it. We might as well go ahead and tell them about the next little quiz thing we're doing.
All right, now this is something I got a little more experience in, all right? I was just kind of taking a backseat to that shonen anime tier list. But here, this is the real meat and bones. This is something every anime fan, every weeb can relate to. All right, one thing that all of us have in common. we all have a waifu. This is true for anyone that watches anime ever. I don't care who you are, where you come from, if you're a boy or a girl. Everyone has a waifu. This is true. So what Guy and I are going to do, we're going to take this quiz and we'll go through the questions, or Guy will go through the questions on his stream, and we'll both find out who our ideal waifu is.
Now, I'm going to give you guys a little warning. Not a warning. It's not like a bad thing, but I did not read this thing. I found the first one I could, sent it to Basoda and said, we're doing this. And then while we were sitting here and Basoda was getting ready, I actually went through and kind of like read some of the questions. These are some cringe ass questions, and I'm sorry. Okay.
You spoiled it? I haven't seen it yet.
So we're going to go ahead and first question. Where would you like to take your waifu for a romantic date? Kashmir, India, Mount Fuji, Japan, maybe to a restaurant, Swiss Alps, Switzerland, Mount Washington. Mount Washington. All right. Honestly, I've always wanted to go to Switzerland. And I feel like that would be a beautiful place, or Japan. I don't know. I'm gonna go Switzerland though. That's my answer right here. Now, question 2.
Yeah. Sorry. No, go for it.
I didn't know if you were just gonna send me the stuff. If you want to talk about yours while we go, you can tell me what you're doing.
I was just gonna say maybe to a restaurant. Because, like, I don't know what Kashmir is, but I'm guessing by the other answer choices, these are all, like, mountains. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking climb a mountain, man. That's not for me. So just, I'll go to a restaurant. That's kind of, like McDonald's or something, sure.
I picked Switzerland, so I'm being all fancy and shit.
All right, next question.
Question 2. What are you going to do when it's your crush's birthday? I'm going to give her chocolate full of love. Okay. I will spread breadcrumbs on her head. I will write happy birthday on the whiteboard and show it to her. What is this, fucking second grade? Happy birthday. I'm going to kick her ass and say happy birthday. What the fuck? I'll say happy birthday normally. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I feel like some of these reference specific animes. There's anime scenes, and I don't know them. I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I almost want to go with what chat says, but I almost want to be like all sentimental and see what I get.
Just pick whichever answer like speaks out to you. You know which one I'm picking? I'm gonna kick her ass.
I'm gonna say happy birthday normally. Hey, happy birthday.
I'm kicking her ass. That's my answer.
Factual. All right, are you on question 3?
Yes.
All right, your crush says to you, "Hey, will you miss me when I'm gone?" You A, don't you dare leave me alone. B, right, I just don't want you to leave. Please stay with me. The fuck is this, chat?
Oh God.
Can't you understand that I'm nothing without you? What is this writing? It's not the same without you around. No one will take care of me. No one will cook delicious food as well as you. Girl, you're precious.
Oh, dude, I'm glad you don't have the cameras on us right now because I'm shriveling with cringe right now. It hurts. It hurts. Why'd you make us do this quiz? It hurts. Oh, these are all terrible answers.
I told you these are cringe. cringe.
Oh, my God.
I said, no one will cook me as good a food as you. You're precious.
You have to pick that one because you can't fucking cook.
I can't cook.
No, you can't.
I just choose not to.
Your food has no flavor.
Just because it's not spicy doesn't mean it has no flavor.
That's not what spicy means in this context.
Anyways, what did you pick?
Which one's the cringiest? I think the one where it's like, can't you understand that I'm nothing without you? I think is probably the cringiest response there. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay. Question 4. What makes you happy the most? When she slapped you and then said quietly, "I love you."
Oh.
When she protected you from danger. When she proposed to me first. When she gave you Valentine chocolate of love. When she told other girls, "He's mine." I'm going to say when she told other girls, "He's mine."
Honestly, me too. I love a woman who uses me like property. Don't you? I mean, you answered the same way, so I don't know why you're laughing. We answered the same. We both picked the same answer. I feel like we should be sharing our response. Like, why are you laughing? We feel the same way, don't we? We picked the same question or the same answer, guy. Why are you laughing?
Because it's the way you said it.
Am I wrong though? Is that not how we feel about that?
Sure. I love being a piece of meat that gets carried around.
I mean, well, all right. Next question.
There. Which is your favorite outfit? Glamorous dress, casual shirts, cute stuff, raincoat, jeans.
Is this like favorite outfit to wear or like
based off the
outfit for
background?
my
I'm gonna
waifu?
assume favorite outfit for the waifu.
Okay, I'm guessing.
So I'm gonna go with casual
Raincoat.
shirts.
I
What the
picked
fuck?
raincoat. Coats are cute. I'm going with raincoat.
Have you ever been in love? No, but I wanted to. Maybe. I'm sure she will be my wife. Yes, I always think about her. I love her, but can't express it.
Where's
gonna
the?
put no.
I have, but like, where's the like smoke cigar? Like, I was in love once.
So like
that was a long time ago. Like, where's that answer?
This is an anime, not a fucking 90s sitcom. All right.
All right, fine. I'll be coy about it. Maybe, teehee, maybe.
Yes, I always think about her. That's my answer.
Okay.
What kind of waifu do you dream of? Sassy and funny, sharp and serious. Doesn't matter. Any will do. Cute and shy, cool and adventurous.
I use humor. Like, humor is really important to me in my life, so I'm gonna go with sassy and funny.
Yep, 100%.
I feel like a girl that could joke along with me is best.
Agreed. A quality that you think you have that none of your friends have. Intellect. I don't think I have any. Humor, cuteness, cool and savage attitude. That none of my friends have.
I'm funnier than everyone else. I'm picky humor. You see, I made you laugh, and I was just stating a fact. That wasn't even a joke.
You're ridiculous. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going intellect. I'm the smartest friend.
That's fair. I agree that you're smarter than me. I'm fucking dumb as bricks. I dropped out of college.
How do you dream of being romantic with your waifu? Our apartment, she's cooking. I come in and hug her from behind. Watching a movie in our home, our hands touch, and we get closer. Oh, this sounds like a first date thing. We are cooking together, and suddenly I kiss her on the lips. Just suddenly. We just want to bang. I have no idea.
I come from behind. Oh, a hugger from behind.
Okay,
See,
Shy. Or, Basoda. What?
What? Everyone thinks that I'm going to pick... I feel like people think I'm going to pick the I just want to bang answer, but I'm actually going to put cooking together, all right? This is a waifu. This isn't a one-time, like, one night stand, a one night thing. All right, this is my waifu for lifeu. We're cooking meals together and being.
I was gonna pick that one, but I feel fuck it, I'm picking that one. I was gonna be like, we can't have the same answers.
We don't have the same answers for everything, so we're not gonna get the same waifu.
True. What type of hair model do you like? Pink hair, bald, lulz, curly brown hair, reddish hair full of fierceness, long black and straight.
I almost want to pick bald for the lulz, but.
The lulz.
We're talking anime, so I'm gonna go with pink.
Okay, and 3, 2, answer locked. Who's my waifu, chat? Sawako Kuranuma. I don't even know who the fuck this is.
Wait, let me see.
Why does she look like she's from an older anime? This art style.
Hold on, I'm sending you mine so that you can show everyone else, but I'm trying to look at yours. Oh, she's cute.
Oh, I thought this was gonna fucking... I honestly was waiting for some type of like hentai type picture. Not gonna lie, at the end of this.
Really?
I was kind of scared. I was kind of scared.
Okay. Hold on.
All right, waiting on Basoda's chat so I can show you guys.
Hold on. I am cropping it. Sorry. There you go. So I'm sending it to you right now. I need you to like not look at it and just post it straight to.
I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh no. You don't deserve a waifu.
I said to just post it straight.
It is.
Don't say it.
It's already on. It's on there already. Before I said it. It's on there before I said it.
That's what I got.
Oh no.
It says I don't deserve a waifu.
Everyone No laughing. This is sad.
No, that's okay. I play Genshin Impact. It makes sense.
I thought you were sweet on some of them.
I don't know. It's a quiz. It is what it is.
So he will forever be a Mausuda with no waifu. Got it.
I guess. Unlucky.
Unlucky.
GG, go next.
Well, on that note, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it there. I got some waifu that I have no idea what the fuck she's from. I'll have to go back and Google that later. And then Basota unfortunately is stuck with no waifu.
You know what? It's
Basota,
fine.
I believe in you. I believe in you. Are you
Don't
pulling out a
need
body pillow right now?
I already got one.
Yep, you are pulling out the body pillow.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Dude.
Who is that
okay.
anyway?
It's Hu Tao from Genshin Impact.
Anyways, yeah, toss that out of the way. Yeah, other than that was a fun episode, Basota. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Now no one can bother us anymore about not doing an anime episode.
Yeah, now we can be the second best trash-themed anime episode podcast. Place, YouTube. Trash Taste.
If we're the second best trash, does that mean we're technically the second worst?
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into another episode of The Trash Guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Have a good night, everybody. I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody. Sayonara.